The Cats of Consciousness, by Joseph Kelly. Chapter 15. Reflection, Introspection, and Contemplation. A cat's contemplative gaze holds mysteries deeper than we can fathom, reminding us of the wisdom found in stillness. Unknown. In these moments of apparent stillness, our feline friends demonstrate the profound art of being with oneself. Their capacity to move seamlessly between external engagement and internal absorption offers us a perfect model for the practice of reflection and contemplation. Like the deep purr of a contented cat, our inner world resonates with wisdom when we take time to listen. This isn't about forcing insights or demanding answers, but about creating space for understanding to emerge naturally. Mary, a journal keeper of 30 years, describes this gentle approach to self-discovery. I used to think reflection meant analyzing everything. Now I understand it's more like sitting quietly beside a clear pool, allowing the ripples to settle so I can see what lies beneath. The journey inward requires a special kind of courage, not the dramatic courage of great deeds, but the quiet courage to sit with ourselves exactly as we are. This includes facing our shadows, embracing our contradictions, and opening to the mysteries that make us uniquely human. As Thomas, a meditation teacher, shares, true reflection isn't about fixing ourselves but about developing a compassionate relationship with all that we are. Just as a cat grooms itself with patient attention, systematic yet unhurried, we too can develop a practice of careful self-examination that feels nurturing rather than critical. This isn't about harsh self-analysis, but about cultivating a kind curiosity toward our own experience. Marina, who transformed her self-understanding through contemplative practice, describes it this way. I learned to approach my inner world like a gentle explorer, interested in everything I find but not attached to any particular discovery. The practice begins with creating moments of genuine stillness in our daily lives. These don't need to be long or formal, even brief pauses can open windows into deeper understanding. Like a cat that finds perfect stillness in the midst of a busy household, we too can learn to touch this quiet center regardless of external circumstances. The key lies not in forcing stillness, but in recognizing the natural spaces between our activities, the small moments that invite us to turn inward and listen. Like a river that runs through different landscapes, our inner journey takes various forms, each with its own quality and purpose. Understanding these different approaches helps us engage more skillfully with our inner work. Reflection carries the quality of gentle review, like watching ripples spread across a pond. It's the practice of looking back at our experiences with fresh eyes, seeking not to judge, but to understand. David, a writer who transformed his relationship with creative blocks, describes his evening reflection practice. I sit quietly with my day, not trying to analyze everything, but allowing significant moments to rise naturally to awareness. Sometimes the smallest interaction holds the deepest lesson when viewed with gentle attention. Introspection delves deeper, like a cat investigating an unfamiliar corner of its territory. Here we examine our motivations, patterns, and inner dynamics with careful curiosity. Elena, a psychotherapist, shares her understanding of this process. Elena, Vo. True introspection has a quality of interested investigation. We're not trying to fix anything, but rather to understand ourselves more fully. This understanding itself often brings natural transformation. Contemplation carries us into even deeper waters, where we touch the mysteries of existence itself. Like a cat gazing into seemingly empty space, completely absorbed in something we cannot see, contemplation opens us to dimensions beyond ordinary thinking. Michael, a longtime meditation practitioner, describes these moments. Michael, VO. In deep contemplation, the usual boundaries between self and world become more permeable. We enter a space where insight arises not from analysis but from direct knowing. The foundation of all inner work lies in developing a kind relationship with our own experience. This isn't always easy in a world that encourages constant external focus, yet it's essential for genuine self-understanding. Rachel, who discovered this truth through years of journal keeping, explains, "This presence with oneself develops through gentle practice over time. Like a cat that knows exactly how to settle into stillness, we too can learn to rest in self-awareness without agitation. The key lies in approaching our inner experience with genuine interest rather than agenda. We're not trying to achieve any particular state or insight, but rather developing the capacity to be with ourselves fully and honestly." In our noisy world, developing the capacity for inner listening becomes increasingly precious. Like a cat that can hear the subtlest sounds, we too can cultivate sensitivity to the quiet voices of wisdom within us. This isn't about straining to hear something, but about creating the conditions where deeper understanding can naturally emerge. Lisa, a former corporate executive who now teaches contemplative practice, describes her journey. Lisa, VO. "I spent years drowning out my inner voice with constant activity. Learning to listen within felt like discovering a whole new sense. At first it was overwhelming, like suddenly hearing everything at once. Gradually I learned to distinguish the deeper wisdom from surface mental chatter." The practice begins with simple moments of conscious pause throughout our day. These don't require special circumstances or lengthy retreats, though those can be valuable. Instead, we learn to find what I call pocket moments of presence. Waiting for an elevator, sitting at a red light, standing in line at the grocery store. Each becomes an invitation to turn our attention inward, to notice what's moving in our inner landscape. When we begin this practice of inner attention, we often encounter aspects of ourselves we've long ignored or avoided. Like opening long-closed drawers, we might find both treasures and challenges. Marina, a mindfulness teacher, shares her experience. This staying present requires what we might call compassionate courage, the willingness to remain with our experience while holding ourselves with genuine kindness. Sarah describes this approach. Sarah, VO. "I imagine sitting with myself the way I'd sit with a dear friend, not trying to fix anything, not rushing to solutions, just offering the gift of caring attention. It's amazing how much natural wisdom emerges in that space of acceptance." Just as a cat moves fluidly between moments of deep contemplation and active engagement, we too can learn to weave our inner work seamlessly into daily life. This integration transforms both our internal experience and our way of being in the world. Rather than keeping reflection separate from regular life, we begin to live from a place of deeper awareness in all our activities. David, an architect who transformed his creative process through contemplative practice, describes this integration. David, VO. "I used to think I needed to choose between being productive and being reflective. Now I understand they're not separate. My best work emerges from a place of conscious awareness, where action and reflection dance together naturally." The key lies in maintaining what we might call a contemplative thread throughout our day. Like a cat that remains internally composed even while moving through various activities, we can learn to maintain contact with our inner compass while fully engaging with the world. This isn't about dividing our attention, but about bringing our whole selves, including our contemplative awareness, to everything we do. Insights from reflection and contemplation often emerge in their own time, like fruit ripening on a tree. We can't force understanding, but we can create conditions that support its natural emergence. Elena, a writer and meditation teacher, shares her experience. This ripening process requires patience and trust. Like watching a garden grow, we provide the conditions, regular attention, gentle curiosity, open awareness, and allow understanding to emerge in its own way and time. Sometimes insights appear as sudden flashes of clarity. Other times they develop gradually, like dawn slowly illuminating a landscape. As we deepen in this practice of inner exploration, we discover that it's not a linear path with a clear destination, but a spiral journey that continuously reveals new depths. Each turn of the spiral brings us back to familiar territory with fresh understanding, like a cat that discovers new aspects of its familiar environment through patient observation. Rachel, who has maintained a contemplative practice for decades, describes this ongoing unfolding. Rachel, VO. Just when I think I understand something completely, life shows me a new layer. It's humbling and beautiful, this endless invitation to look deeper, to understand more fully, to open ourselves to greater wisdom. As we prepare to explore dreams and aspirations in our next chapter, notice how your capacity for reflection influences your relationship with your deepest longings. Like a cat that seems to see beyond ordinary reality, our contemplative nature allows us to touch the dreams that shape our becoming. Remember, your inner world is as vast and mysterious as the outer universe. Each moment of reflection, each pause for introspection, each deep contemplation creates space for your authentic wisdom to emerge. Trust in this process, just as a cat trusts its innate knowing. Your journey within is perhaps the most important voyage you'll ever undertake. It requires no special equipment, no particular circumstances, only the willingness to turn your attention inward with patience and kindness. As you continue this exploration, trust that each moment of conscious self-reflection contributes to your growing capacity for wisdom, compassion, and authentic living. Let the quiet moments be your teachers, the challenges your guides, and your own deep nature your most trusted companion on this endless journey of discovery.